G'day everyone. A couple of days ago we went out to our friends at Risen Flour and Eric and Jan generously gave us this big bag of atta flour. It's a new product that they've got and they'd like us to try and make use of it in the most authentic way possible. And you may or may not have noticed, but the lady curmudgeon and the curmudgeon camera person were both born in India. So what we're going to try and do is create some memories from their childhood and cook up some truly authentic roti, paratha, chapatis. And the one we're going to start with first of all is making roti, also called chapatis. And this is very, very simple, only 2 ingredients. So how do we do it? Let's get on with it. The first thing we need to do is get 2 cups or 270 grams of atta flour. To my scale. There we go, 270 grams of our nice atta flour. Now going to add 180 ml of warm water. So we'll zero the scale again. Why am I doing this? Right, so that should be about right. There we go, 180 grams of water. And that's warm water. Now we've got to mix this through and then we will start kneading it. If you come in and have a look, you can see it's quite a brown flour. We're going to have to put some flour down on our table and that's sort of come together. All right, I'm going to get this out on the table and we'll start kneading it. All right, so we're getting it all out. Pop it on there. There's just some atta flour on the table and we start kneading it, and they say with your knuckles. It's becoming quite smooth now, so we'll just keep doing this for a bit. So we're still kneading, it's only been a few minutes and it's become quite soft. So I don't think we need to knead it too much. It doesn't need much kneading. And it's not sticky, so that was the right sort of ratio of flour and water, I think. You can get quite thick doing this. I don't think we want to do too much more. So we press the dough with our finger, and if it leaves an impression, which it does, it should be ready. Right, so here's our ball of dough. We pop it in the container again and we cover it with a damp towel for 20 minutes. And while this is sitting for 20 minutes, we're going to start on our parathas. I kept saying the wrong thing there. Parathas are a little bit more complex and they're a crisp and flaky type of flatbread, unlike the rotis. But we'll get started on that now, and we require 300 grams of flour. Our scale is on and zeroed. There we go. Oh, that was good. Exactly 300. We require 180 to 240 ml of water, so we'll start in the middle at 200. There we go. Half a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, 2 teaspoons of sugar. This level, we don't want too much. And half a teaspoon of salt. There we go. You can't have any yet. I need 1 tablespoon of a neutral oil, so we're just using canola here. That's a half tablespoon measure. And then the really yummy bit, we need 3 to 4 tablespoons of melted ghee. Now, to melt the ghee, let's get this out of the way. What I've done is I've put my tin of ghee in a saucepan with some water, just gently heated it up. So now we've got nicely melted ghee. 1. Okay. Ghee, by the way, is just clarified butter. 2. 3. It's 3 to 4, so we're going to do 3.5, roughly. And as you can see, this is the ghee, just in a little saucepan with some water that boiled, and that's melted the ghee nicely. And we're going to need that further steps in making these parathas. I keep calling them chapatis, and they're not. Chapatis are the ones we just did. Okay. Take the scale out way now. And let's mix this through. Again, it's a little bit softer than the chapati dough. Let's check our next step. Right, now we have to take it out and we knead it. Oh boy, do we need this. For 3 minutes it says, so we'll pop that out. And now we knead. It is a little sticky, but not too bad. I'll need some more flour on there now. Yes, that's going nicely. So 3 minutes of this. All right, so that's had about 3 or 4 minutes of kneading. We now cover it with some oil. Just a little bit. Don't pick my hands, dog. Just like so. That's just to keep the moisture in. And we pop it back in our bowl. Let's cover it in oil. What's the next bit? And we let it rest for 20 minutes to 1 hour. So this has just got to sit. It said 20 minutes to an hour. So what we'll do is we'll leave it for, what do you reckon, 40 minutes in between? So we'll set a timer for 40 minutes and we'll come back to it. Our rotis should be ready to do now. Our rotis have been resting for 20 minutes. I'm going to knead that. So we'll take the dough out and we give it a bit of a knead. So just a quick knead again. Not too much. Your nostrils are getting too close, dog. Now we might need just a little bit of water on this. Just a little bit of water to soften it up a little bit. Now this is going to make 12. So let's get our scale. And 480 grams, which we divide by 12, it's 40 grams each one. So we'll put our scale here, get our dough maker. Scraper. And get some 40 gram. That's it. Okay, we roll it round till it's smooth. Should be no cracks. And then flatten it slightly. What do you think? And then we cover it up while we do our next one.
Why do you cover it up?
Keep it moist, stop it from drying out. There we go, 40. A few cracks on there. Okay, so there's another one, 40 gram, flatten it a little bit, and under the paper it goes. So I'm going to do the rest of these. What I will do is, because it is drying out a little bit here, I'm going to put some water on my hands, like so, just to make it a little bit more pliable and make sure there's no cracks in the dough. So that's good. Flatten it out. And under she goes. All right, I'll keep going. So here we go. We've got 12 of these. We need 1/4 cup of atta flour, and we dust it on both sides. And we start rolling. Make room.
Ooh.
And they should be very thin, 5 to 6 inch diameter. It's going to have to get thinner than that. And we dust it with atta flour. Both sides. And we keep rolling. So there we go, about a 6 inch diameter, and we'll pop that on a plate and do the next one. So, let's tip that out there. We dust both sides. And then start rolling it. I think we need to get some on the rolling pin. About a 6 inch diameter, isn't it?
Oh no, over that.
Near enough. Make sure they're covered in flour on the outside. I'm going to continue this until we've got them all rolled out nice, round and flat. Coating each side with atta flour as we go along. Yep, that one's stuck a little bit. So we've got to keep flouring our rolling pin or we'll end up with a bit of bother. There we go. He's not quite round, but do we care? Not in the slightest. 1 plate of rotis. Now we're just heating some oil up. Got to make sure it's nice and hot. And then we'll pop them in there. I'm just going to do one as a taster to begin with. So, let's get our first one. And into the hot oil. Now cook it until we start getting bubbles through here. Then we'll turn it over and cook it a little bit longer. Right, so it's not properly cooked on this side yet, but that's intentional. What we want to do is start getting it to puff up, like it is. Cook it a bit longer on this side, and then we can hang it in the flame to make it puff up. I'll put that back on for that. The eye on it. Nice. No?
Yep.
And then we sort of directly on the flame. Don't burn it. That's not going to work very well. I don't like that idea. Let's just cook it a bit more in here. Out she comes. And now the important bit. We get our ghee and we immediately brush it out with some ghee. All right, here's our first taster. Let's see what it's like. Does that taste like memory?
The taste is nostalgic.
That's nice. All right, let's get the rest cooked.
That's nice.
It's nice.
Love the flavour. Because you can have these with curries or dal or samba, mango.
Oh, here you go. That's a bit softer.
Yes. My gosh, they're amazing. They're really amazing.
That's good flour.
Really good.
And there we go. 11 rotis. Well, 12, but we ate one. And they are delicious. Really good. I'm impressed with those. Going to take some down to our friends at Risen Flour to try out as well, along with some parathas when we finish them, and some homemade yogurt. Let's get back to the parathas. So now what we've got to do is divide this into 8, and we have 595 grams. So 8 into 60. All right, so we need 75 grams for each one. So let's just divide it up to begin with. It's a little bit small, but that's fine. Ooh, that's way too much. Okay, so here we have our 8 pieces of dough, all around 75 grams. Turn them into dough balls, like the last one. And again, we'll just wet our hands to make it a little bit easier. Now, I didn't cover this dough while it was proving because it didn't say to do so, but I think next time we will. The oil didn't quite stop it drying out a tiny bit on the outside, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. So next time we'll put a wet cloth over it as well. But dipping your hands in water to mould the dough actually does help a lot. So now we've done that, what do? We're going to do square or round? Probably square.
Square.
Okay, we need to roll this to a 5 or 6 inch. Same as the others, but there's slightly more dough in this. So now we add ghee. And we fold it, make it square. And now we roll it out again.
So this is how the layers come.
Yeah. Now I'm going to do it again, a bit like a croissant. 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 So, want to hold it in like that, and then like that. I'll do one more time. Now we will roll it out to its final thing. Oops. And these have to be fairly thick. Not perfectly square, but we'll practice. So I think that's what we want. Maybe thinner or thicker.
I think that's about right.
And let's do the next one. So about a 6-inch diameter. Lots of ghee. Fold it in. Look at all that ghee coming out. And here we have our ghee and flattened paratha. So there should be about 2, 4, 8 layers in here. We're heating the oil up. I think it's ready. And in she goes. We'll put it in a little bit warmer. That'll be fine. You get the tongs. There they are. Now, one thing, the atta flour tends to burn a little bit in the oil, so you do get some black spots on the breads, but that doesn't matter. Can't taste it. We're going to need to practice our shaping, but apart from that, I think it's fine. Down a fraction.
These are meant to be flaky and crispy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, because of all the ghee in them, that should make them flaky. Turn him now. It's a little bit more on that side, but that's fine. Yep, tearing.
I can tell it's going to be flaky.
Yes, tearing, so might get the spatula to get them out, actually. Ah, that's better.
Oh,
Perfect.
that's what they're meant to look like. So you don't ghee them?
No. I suppose you could serve them with ghee if you wanted to.
I think there's enough in there.
I think there's enough in there though. Right, there's our taster. And we shall carry on cooking these and come back when our taster is cool enough to try. Alright, there we go. Lovely and flaky. Some for the camera person, some for me. And here we go. Oh,
Mmm.
right. Mmm,
Mmm.
that is beautiful. Very flaky, crispy on the outside,
Beautiful.
soft in the middle.
Mmm.
And it's got that unique paratha taste.
It has.
Oh, how good. Really unhealthy, but boy, that good. Oh, I love these.
They're amazing.
Mm. So good. 2 successes, I think. We're going to have to get these down to Risen's flour so they can enjoy their wonderful atta flour. We're done. And that's what we got from our little bit of flour that we used. We used quite a bit on the surface and dusting them, but probably no more than another cup. So that's ours. This is for Jan and Eric over at Risen Flour, so they can taste what their magnificent atta flour comes out like. I'm not Indian, as you may be able to tell, but having been to India and Sri Lanka quite a number of times, these are genuine good flatbreads. I'm really impressed with the quality of these and how they turned out. I'll put the full recipe below so you can copy that out and print it if you like, but give it a shot. But make sure you're using the right flour, because just using normal flour, self-raising flour, whatever, does not give the same taste. Using proper atta flour, superb. So that's our lunch.
Yeah.
And a huge thank you to Jan and Eric for giving us that wonderful flour. Hopefully we'll pay you back a little bit by giving this recipe out to other people and letting them know how good this stuff really is. And I'd say that whether we're buying the flour or whether they gifted it, it really is nice. So you enjoy life. We'll enjoy our flatbreads. I'll catch you in the kitchen.